In the heart of the cold islands, where the turbulent waters of the Pacific crash against the rocky shores and the icy winds bring the breath of the Arctic, lived a people whose history is a mystery. Shrouded in the mist of centuries, they called themselves Ainu, which means just people. But their appearance and customs were strikingly different from those of neighboring peoples, giving rise to many questions. For example, unlike most Asian peoples, Ainu men had thick, full beards, which were considered a symbol of courage and strength. There were rumors that they intentionally stimulated its growth using special oils and infusions. Who are they? These Ainu, the descendants of an ancient, powerful civilization that left its mark on history? Or are they bearers of unique knowledge, lost to the rest of the world, connected to nature and spirits? Why does the question of their origins still spark fierce debates? Among scholars and historians, it has become a real scientific puzzle. For example, genetic studies show an unexpected genetic similarity between the Ainu and some European peoples, such as the Basques and Finns. This only adds to the confusion. What is hidden behind their thick beards, mysterious tattoos around the mouths of women, which were considered not just decoration, but also a kind of passport indicating belonging to a certain clan, and strange, almost mystical rituals associated with the worship of the forces of nature? Stay with us and we will lift the veil of mystery surrounding this amazing people, whose culture is on the brink of extinction, but could radically change our understanding of ancient history and the connections between different cultures. We will explore their traditions, customs, beliefs, and try to understand how they managed to survive and preserve their identity in harsh conditions and under pressure from stronger neighbors. Today we will get to know the Ainu, the indigenous people of Sakhalin, the Kuril Islands, and Japan's Hokkaido, a people who have lived in harmony with nature for centuries and created a unique culture unlike any other. It is known that the Ainu, unlike their neighbors, did not build large cities or create complex state formations. They preferred to live in small communities made up of several families, in modest settlements located along rivers and coastal areas, where there was enough fish and game for sustenance. The Ainu did not have a written language in the conventional sense of the word, but they passed down their knowledge and stories, from generation to generation, orally, through tales, legends, and songs. In this video, we will try to understand who the Ainu are, where they came from, how they lived, and what they believed in. We will learn what the Ainu were skilled at, to make fabrics from fibers, nettles, and fish skin. And waterproof clothing, perfectly suited for the harsh climate. Their arrows were coated with aconite poison extracted from local plants, which made them deadly weapons. They were excellent sailors and fishermen, and they knew how to navigate the sea by the stars and the currents. The question of the Ainu's origins is a complex scientific problem that anthropologists are working on. Geneticists, linguists, and historians from around the world. There are several main hypotheses trying to explain the origins of this mysterious people. One theory suggests that the Ainu are descended from ancient Europeans who migrated from Siberia to the east a few thousand years ago. Another links them to the ancient population of Southeast Asia, which may have been related to the Austronesians. And the third suggests that Ainu, they are the descendants of the ancient population of the Japanese islands, which existed even before the arrival of the ancestors of modern Japanese people. The Ainu have fair skin, wavy hair, a thick beard in men, and a well-developed body hair. All of this distinguishes them from the Ainu. For example, many scientists note that the skulls of the Ainu resemble those of ancient Europeans. The Paleolithic era is one of the arguments. The benefit of the hypothesis of European origin. And the Ainu language is not related to any known language in the world, representing a linguistic mystery. For example, in the Ainu language, there are words for snow, ice, and other phenomena related to the cold climate that are absent in the languages of neighboring peoples, which indicates the long-term residence of the Ainu in harsh conditions. The history, of the Ainu is not only a dispute about origins, but also a unique culture closely linked to nature and ancient beliefs. The Ainu were skilled hunters, fishermen, and gatherers. They had a great understanding of animal behavior and the properties of plants. They knew how to survive in harsh conditions and find food in the most inaccessible places. Their houses were made of reeds, wood, and earth, and were well adapted to strong winds and snowy winters. The Ainu worshipped the forces of nature, believing that spirits or kamui lived in everything around them. They believed that spirits inhabited the mountains, rivers, forests, animals, plants, and even objects. An important ritual was the bear festival Iomante, which was held to worship the spirit of the bear and ensure a successful hunt. In the future, before the bear sacrifice, they fed it the best food, adorned it with ribbons, and spoke to it, with respect, asking to convey their requests and wishes to the gods. The Ainu believed that the spirit of the bear would return to the gods and ask for prosperity and well-being for them. The Ainu made clothing from fish skin, tree bark, animal hides, and bird feathers, creating beautiful and functional outfits. To protect against evil spirits, a carved figure of an owl or a bear was hung above the entrance to the house. The Ainu language is a linguistic treasure that unfortunately is on the brink of extinction. It is not related to any known language in the world, and its origin remains a mystery. Today, only a small group of people, mostly from the older generation, speak the Ainu language. But the memory of the language, the Ainu, live on in tales, legends, songs, and traditions that are passed down from mouth to mouth. For example, the Ainu believed that words have magical power and spoke them with special care to avoid bringing misfortune. The history of the Ainu has been complex and tragic. For centuries, they fought for their freedom and independence against the Japanese and Russians who claimed their lands. As a result of wars, conflicts, and colonization, the Ainu gradually lost their territories and found themselves under the control of foreign states. Under the influence of Japanese and Russian culture, their traditional way of life changed. The Japanese government prohibited the Ainu from speaking their language and wearing traditional clothing, and to engage in their traditional crafts. Many Ainu were forced to adopt Japanese names and surnames and to transition into Japanese culture. The Ainu had a complex system of tattoos, especially among women. Facial tattoos indicated one's clan affiliation and status. Tattoos were applied using a sharp knife and dye made from tree bark and soot, and the process was very painful. The Ainu believed that the world was created from the remains of a giant fish, and that earthquakes occur when this fish moves. They knew how to make lightweight, durable boats from birch bark, which they used for fishing and hunting sea animals. The Ainu were known. There were many signs associated with the weather and animal behavior, and they were able to predict the onset of storms and earthquakes. For example, if seagulls fly low over the water and scream, then there will soon be a storm. If ants start actively building their anthills, then the winter will be harsh. So we've learned a bit about the Ainu, a people with a mysterious history and unique culture. We learned about their origins, customs, traditions, language, and history. We saw how they lived in harmony with nature, how they fought for their freedom, and how they tried to preserve their identity. If you found this video interesting, give it a thumbs up. And subscribe to our channel so you don't miss new episodes dedicated to the history of different peoples around the world. Share this video with your friends and acquaintances so that more people can learn about the Ainu and their amazing history. And in the comments, let us know what impressed you the most about the history of this people, and what questions you have after watching this video. We would be happy to read your comments and answer your questions. Thank you for your attention, and see you next time.